Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we started New Game Plus. I did everything that I needed to do regarding the Millennial Fair, so that way I can get everyone to declare me not guilty at the trial. And I fought Lavos using only Crono and Marl. And thankfully, fighting with just two people, especially when it's just Crono and Marl, is as easy as doing it with three people. But now I want to try something new. I want to try a solo Crono battle against Lavos. It's just Crono being the only person in the party. And I might as well go ahead and try that. So, I've tried this before. It didn't exactly work. I thought maybe I could use, say, the gold stud to lower the amount of MP that I used throughout the fight, but that didn't exactly work. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I found out that if I use the PrismSpecs, I may be able to have a better chance of doing anything. So the PrismSpecs, as I found out, bring up your attack power by 50% during battle. The Sunshades do it by 25%, but the PrismSpecs, which you can get from the Rainbow Shell and the Sunstone, that'll bring your attack power up to a full 150%. And that is very useful when fighting Lavos with only Crono, because you do a lot more damage in a lot less time. My only problem is my speed isn't as high as it should be. At least not as high as I would want it to be. It's at 15. I wish it were at the double star rating, so that way I could do this like I would want, because I'd like to have full speed for this battle. But we'll see how it goes. So we're going to go through the text. We're going to talk to Luca. And once you decide to test out the telepod with Crono, Marl will leave the party, as you'll see here. So, we can just go to the right. We can go to the sparkle at the right telepod pad solo, and we can fight Lavos that way. Once again, we're skipping the boss rush. We're going straight to the second phase of all this. And I may not have the gold stud, but I do have the PrismSpecs equipped, which should give me even more attack power. At this rate, I will do almost 3,000 damage with Luminaire, it seems, because I hit well over 2,900 the first time. And I am getting absolutely rinsed here. Not liking this. Can I get one more? Yes, I can. And after this, I'm going to have to use a Hyper Ether. At least I have. Oh. I can just use Luminaire 4 times. Okay. That'll work. So I might as well go ahead. Heal up here a little bit. And I might as well go ahead and do that. Now, next up is the Lavos body, which will be a bit of a chore if things do not go the way that I would like them to go. So first things first, I want to use Confuse on Lavos' left arm, which is the one on the right side of the screen. I'd also like to do this without getting ripped apart. Now, for the second part of this, there we go. I would like to do at least 1,500 damage. And from here, I'm going to keep using Luminaire. If all goes smoothly, I should destroy both arms at the same time. That's the plan. And you're hitting me with the laser beams of doom again. Okay. Now I've got one more use of Luminaire. And I think after that I'll use an elixir. Or a mega elixir. Doesn't matter which one. There we go! Now, because I destroyed the arm so quickly, Lavos cannot use Protective Seal, which means anything that will do damage to me that also inflicts status ailments, like Obstacle with Chaos and Poison with Shadow Slay, those won't hurt me at all. Those really won't hurt me at all. They won't do that much damage, and they also won't be able to inflict status ailments on me because Lavos was never able to use Protective Seal on me to begin with, because I destroyed the arms in record time. Also, I won't have to deal with Evil Emanation very much, and the thing about Evil Emanation, which I failed to touch on during the final battle in regular New Game Mode, like right there it is right there, Lavos' attack power up. That increases Lavos' attack power with all of his attacks, and the longer the battle goes, the worse it gets for you. And if he's able to do it 2 or 3 times on a solo Chrono battle, you're done, son. Anyway, might as well go ahead and use Luminaire again. Might as well. And I would like to do more damage before things get worse. Also, I know that this is boring. I know this is repetitive. But at the same time, this is the best plan that I have. This is the best plan that I have for virtually any of this. At least I'm doing as much damage as I would like. There we go. And now that battle's over, which means we now have the core to deal with. That battle is doable with the gold stud, the Lavos body battle. But Lavos core, I couldn't outlast the Lavos core with the gold stud. So hopefully, being able to do more damage in less time with the PrismSpecs should be able to save me here. That's the plan. Okay. First off, we need to use Confuse on the left pod, which is on the left side of the screen. From there, there's a Time Warp. Now, the Time Warp does 1 unit of health. It does 1 HP worth of damage whenever it is used. And yes, I'm pausing this game to further explain stuff because I've actually learned more things. The attack that the center pod casts depends on what the scenery is. Right now, we are in Lean Square in 1000 AD. This allows for Spell, which is the one that randomly inflicts status effects such as slow, sleep, chaos, all that. There are 5 eras and 5 sceneries you can get. 65 million BC gives you the hunting range, which allows the center pod to cast Grand Stone. There's 12,000 BC with the Mammon Machine, which allows for Invading Light, which can only be cast if all 3 pods are alive. That basically slows you down with slow. There's the Magus' Castle in 600 AD, which allows for the center pod to cast Evil Star, which cuts your HP by half, as well as everyone else in the party. 1000 AD, Lean Square allows for Spell, and the randomly inflicted status effect, which is probably the weakest of the spells that the center pod has. And the City Ruins in 2300 AD allows for Dreamless, which is the most powerful magic attack, as opposed to Grandstone was the most powerful physical one. Crying Heavens, the single target lightning blast, and the slap attack, where the center pod leaps at you and slaps you, can hit whenever. Alright. And now the core is shutting off defense. This is exactly what I need. And I'm going to have to use either a Hyper Ether or an Elixir, more than likely a Hyper Ether, when I do this. And there's Evil Star. So we're going to use an Elixir after our HP is cut down by half. Perfect. And there's a Time Warp again, which will allow for the casting of Dreamless. It's going to hurt, not that much, unless a certain thing happens. And there's Active Life, which revives the bit. And now that the left pod is gone, or rather the left pod is back and not gone anymore, we need to hit the left pod again with Confuse. It will have reduced HP after it is revived, but that doesn't bother me. That does not bother me at all. Active Life decreases defense power. What that does is, once Active Life activates, that lowers the party's defense. So Crono will take more damage from all of the attacks that the Lavos core has. And there's the There it goes. Okay. Waiting for you to shut off defense. And the longer the battle goes, just like with the body, the worse this gets. The only problem is, instead of Lavos' attack getting higher, your defense gets lower. Which really stinks, and I was not as fast on the draw as I should have been. That is on me. Okay. Now that that's back, we need to hit the left pod with Confuse again. And then we need to go back at it with Luminaire. Now, I believe the center pod will have reduced HP as well. Won't bother me all that much. As long as I'm not hit with Protective Seal or anything, that should be good. And there's Grand Stone. How much is that going to hit for? 352. And defense power is restored, but that's okay. Because it's going to shut off his defense again. So Time Warp will take off 1 HP. Time Warp takes off 2 HP, and the Revival of the Bits will take off 10 HP for your party members. What am I doing? This is a dumb mistake on my part. I should have just slowed my roll and just use Confuse. I got hit with X Strike because that will happen if there's no center bit. But that's okay. I'm surprised I was able to destroy the center bit with Luminaire when I did. And there we go. We did it. So Gold Stud, no. PrismSpecs, yes. And with that, we get Dream Team ending again. This time with only one person, and it's just going to be the same ending. Now, believe it or not, I did not have a Haste Helm. If I had a Haste Helm, I would have been a little faster, and maybe that would have allowed me to use the Gold Stud instead of the PrismSpecs. And I will give that a shot once I get further into New Game Plus and I'm able to get a Haste Helm. But for now, we've beaten Lavos with Crono, and we've gotten the Dream Team ending. It's going to be the same. All of this is going to be the same, so I don't have to show it off a second time. And that's pretty much it. That's my solo Crono battle. We did it! I beat Lavos with only Crono. I had to use a different accessory, and I didn't have a Haste Helm like I thought I would. But at least I made it happen. So now that I've taken care of this, I need to play through New Game Plus mode, and I need to show off the next ending. So join me next time where I show off how to get the next possible ending that we can get. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!